Hello, my name is Natalie from Bargello-a-GoGo, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these really fun retro style Christmas tree decorations. They come in, you can purchase the kit at bargello-a-gogo.com, and they come in two different colourways with these different coloured edgings on them, and they're double-sided, which means that they're going to look great from all angles from your Christmas tree. So first of all, I'll just show you what comes in the kit from here. So you get a little instruction booklet, a little A5 size, and you also get a John James tapestry needle that you'll need to sew them with, who are a UK manufacturer. And along with that, you also get 8 pieces of plastic canvas that are pre-cut to be able to sew the decorations on. And lastly, you get these Appleton's tapestry walls in 6 different colours that you can make the decorations with, which are British wool, and they're also made in the UK. In the instruction booklet you will get the instructions on how to make each decoration, plus 2 colour charts showing the 2 different colourways you can make, that also have colour keys so you can see what threads need to be used for each chart. So we're going to be making this one today with these 3 shades of Appleton's tapestry wool, as you can see here. So first of all, we're going to need to get some, also you're going to need some embroidery scissors as well. You can purchase these ones at Bargello-a-GoGo. They're in a fun aqua colour. And then you're also going to need a needle, and you're going to need one of your sheets of plastic canvas. Now they're actually, I've got different numbered squares on the bottom and the side. So on the bottom there are a total of 30 squares along the bottom as per the chart, and then on the side here we've got a total of 33 squares. So when you're sewing this, you just need to make sure you've got that square the right way round so that your stitches match all evenly when you're sewing. So just again refer to the chart where you can see the colours and also the direction for sewing this on the square or rectangle, should I say. So first of all, we're going to start with the first shade that it says of the Appleton's wool, and we're going to cut a length of thread roughly from your hand to your forearm, like in length, and we're just going to thread the needle. And as you can see, I'm going to start at the bottom here. So there are 6 Bargello stitches at the bottom, and the first one starts 13 squares in from the left hand side. So I'm going to count along here, a total of 13 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. We'll keep going till we get to square 13, and then I'm just going to pull the needle through and start pulling the thread through, but I'm going to leave a little tail end of thread just on the back and not pull it the whole way through. So I'm just going to keep my finger on that whilst we sew the first stitch. So on this chart at the bottom there are a total of 5 squares. This is sewn over, including the one it's already in. So you count up 4 squares in total. So you just keep your finger on the back of that tail end thread, and then we just count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we just pull our needle back through, making sure we still hold that thread at the back because we don't want to pull that through. So we just keep hold of that like so, and then we need to make 5 more stitches the same way across this bottom row here. So we just count along. So we just put our needle in the first square, and we make sure we're covering this tail end thread as we're sewing. That's how we secure the end. We don't we don't do the knots in this kind of embroidery because it can make it thick and bulky at the end, so we literally just keep a flat bit of thread as we sew through. So again, we're counting up 4 squares from the one where we've sewn the thread through, making sure we cover that tail thread. So in and then up 4, and then we put it back through, so into that next square, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, we count up, and we just continue that until we've got a total of 6 Bargello stitches there. So we now have a total of 6 stitches. So we'll refer to the chart again, where you'll see that we're going to work up this side where the thread currently is, and this is stepping up the Bargello stitches. So we're going to need to go up 3 squares and pop the needle back through as per the chart. We just count squares, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and just pull the needle back through, and then we're going to count 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just thread that through, and we do one more because it's saying there on the chart to do 2 of these same stitches before we step up again into that next third one. So we've got 3 we're going to need to sew next. So if you can see on the chart here, so we do 1, 2, 3, 3 across, 3 across, 2, and then 2. So you repeat that stitch motion until you get to the end, and then once you've got to the end, it will show the same as the chart. So we just go back through. I'll just show you that another time. So you just go through and again, and we just keep repeating that same stepping up motion as per how many stitches we need to, and that's how it will look at the end. Now we just need to secure the thread by popping it back through here about a needle's length roughly, and we just pull that back through as you can see here, and just slowly pull that through, and then just snip off any excess thread that you have there, and then we re-thread the wool into our needle, and then again back on the wrong side we just pull that back through some of the stitches so we can then start the other side. So this will be stepping up the stitches again on the other side of the pattern. So again we just count 3 up and we just pull that through, being careful not to pull the whole thread out again, and we just repeat the same as we did for the other side, repeating the same stitch over the same amount of squares in the sequence that the chart shows us until we've done the end. And again, to secure, we just thread that through the back and snip off the excess thread. And now you've done the bottom ones of the decoration, and now the next one we need to do is shade treble 4 that we're going to join in. So we cut off a piece of the thread for there and just thread it through the back, and we're going to start this time, instead of at the bottom, we're just going to start at the left edge, as you'll see in this video. So we just literally, we share a square in Bargello embroidery, otherwise you'll have a bit of a gap which it doesn't look great. So you just pop that thread back through. If you can see on this chart, it comes back through, and then you count up 4 stitches. So you've put the thread back through from where the last stitch was done in that same square, and then you just count up 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you just pop your needle back through. So you've made your first stitch in the new colour, and then we just go across to the next one, again sharing that stitch with the other one, and then we just go across again, and we're going to follow the chart again where we step down this time each stitch. So again, like when we counted 3 up, and then to the next one we count 3 down this time instead, so as we're going downwards, and we just follow the sequence of the previous stitches. So you just count down and go back through, If you need more information on the Bargello stitches, I have other video tutorials you can check on the YouTube channel of Bargello-a-GoGo, where I give a lot more in-depth demonstrations on sewing the Bargello stitches and explaining joining new colours. So on this one we're just going to continue sewing that all the way round until we've got the whole of the last one done, like in this, and then we're going to join in the next colour, and we're just going to go as the chart, and it should look like this in the end with the rectangle before it's pre-cut. So this is how it will look when you've finished. That's the front, and then obviously the back, everything's weaved in, and as you can see we're going to need to do 2 to make it double-sided. So here's the other one that you would also make on another rectangle, and this is so they will join together. So the next stage is we need to snip the excess plastic off. So I really recommend some sharp precision scissors for this, to really get in the plastic and accurately cut round like this. So you just you'll be following the Bargello stitches and just snipping off the excess plastic to get this final shape that we need. So I'm just going to show you how to do this now. So what we do is we take our scissors, once we've got that there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut with the inner edge of the blade rather than the tip of the scissors. So we just carefully cut just across the bar, just with this little bit, so it's just a little bit of pressure and you can just feel the little bar clip. And so there's 2 bars there that we need to clip. So I've done the first one, and just being careful not to snip your stitches. So just take your time, just go slow on this and just snip the next one. There we go, we've got 2 bars, it's now snipped. And then what you need to do is just pivot your scissors round where you've cut, and then you can just literally slowly cut across, straight across, just to get rid of that excess plastic there. So just going through each bar, just slowly cutting through them, and you can literally just feel them cut through, and then you've cut the first piece of plastic canvas there. So I'm going to show you that again. So you will just literally, again, like that side, you will just snip through the first one, the second one, like that. So you've got 2 there, and you've not cut into the stitches or the squares of the stitches, the borders. So, and again, you just come in gently and pivot round and just cut through, like so. It can seem a bit scary at first doing this because you think, oh, my stitches, but if you're careful and take your time, and the more you do, the more it easier it'll get, and it's, you know, it's absolutely fine. And again, we just slowly cut through, like so, and we'll just continue to do this all the way round this little corner section and then around the other section. The long straight sections we don't need to snip, they're just already, there's no excess plastic on those. So when you've finished, you'll have a fully completed decoration that's snipped without all the remainder plastic on there. And then you just need to repeat that for the other side before you can join them together. So by the end you'll have 2 that you've snipped, and you're now ready to join them together like this. And we use a whip stitch edging to get those all fully together and double-sided like this. So what we do is first we decide on your border colour that you wanted to do the whip stitch edging in, and we're going to start at the bottom of this decoration down here. So I'm using the orange shade here that's been pre-threaded, and I'm just going to again just join it in on the wrong side like I've previously shown you to do, Just gently pulling that thread and keeping some inside the previously sewn Bargello stitches. And then we're just going to have wrong sides together with the right sides facing, one of the right sides facing you, and we're just going to pull that through the first little corner square there, making sure you've got the pattern the right way round on both sides. And then we just go back through that same square again where you've originally put your needle through, and you just pull it over the top here, like so. Okay, that's your first stitch done. Again, you don't need to knot this, it's secure within the actual the back of the stitching. So we just pull through, and this is known as a whip stitch edging, and we're just literally joining the two sides together by doing this, and we're just literally going in the very top edges of where the previous stitches have been done, and we're just going back through and just covering the top of this plastic edging just to give it a nice threaded finish. I'll show you this again, so you just go back through. Now when you get to the corner stitch, we need to put 2 stitches in each corner stitch. The reason being, it just gives it a nice edging. The plastic canvas can show through with just one stitch, so we just go back through it again, and it should give nice coverage of the corners. If you do that twice, I'd recommend. So as you can see, a bit of plastic's popping through there, so you just literally do that, and then you go into the next bar down or square down just underneath the next Bargello stitches. So you just pull the Bargello stitch back just to allow you to get through there, and then the next one here, just go back into the top again, and then you go back over, and again in this one we're going to put 2 stitches in because it's a corner one, and you just kind of need almost a stitch on for each of the corner parts just to cover it nicely. And you're going to go back through there again, just pull your needle through, and then you're going to go down into that next square there, which is like technically a side square, where you pull back the Bargello stitches. And then if you've got a bit of plastic canvas kind of, you know, showing through, you can just use your needle or your finger just to pull the thread over, just to cover it. You know, you've got nice thick thread there that you can just pull across, and then that will cover that. And then you go into the next top one, and again you just continue to repeat that whip stitch on those. And then when you get down to the side stitches, again you're just going to pull those previously worked Bargello stitches back so that the whip stitching sits nicely underneath them. So we'll just go down those, and you'll just continue like this, just whip stitching round. Again, just covering those, that sits underneath, and you just pull through. That sits nicely under the Bargello stitches previously worked, and you'll just keep going through, and then you'll continue this, repeating this until you get round to the other edge, all the way round. So once you've finished that, you'll get to this final, back to where you started pretty much, just at that final edge, and you just need to put one final whip stitch through that little corner square like I'm showing you here, just to give it that nice coverage again. And you just pull that through, and now to secure the thread, you literally, really simple, you just pull the needle or push the needle back through just the top bit there like I'm showing, and you just pull the needle through, and that is your thread secured. So you just need to trim off the excess thread. You just get your embroidery scissors and you just give it a little snip, like so. Oh, if there's a little bit left, just make sure you carefully snip that away, making sure not to snip into the actual whip stitch edging or the Bargello stitches. And there we go, it's double-sided. And the last thing we now need to add is just the thread for hanging the decoration from your Christmas tree. So I'm just going to show you now how to do that as well. So again, we just get some pre-thread our needle, and you're aiming to put this thread, or where you're going to hang it from, in the central stitches like so. So you just pull that through again. Again, you don't need to knot this, you just literally pull it through like so, and you aim for them centre 2 stitches. So you've done one of those, and then you're just going to pop your needle back through the other centre stitch like so, and then using your fingers you're just going to make a loop to the desired length that you want it to be from hanging from your tree. So for me this loop's absolutely fine for how I'd like it to hang. And then we're just going to make a little sort of knot round here. So we're going to do like another loop round in effect. So what I do is I just hold that taut where I've made the loop so that doesn't pull through, and then I just wrap that the decoration back round. So I just wrap the thread back round the loop I've already made like so. I'll just show you that again. So you just come round like here, and you just twist it round, and then what you do is you just pop your needle back through, and you kind of pop it through the top in the centre again, in between the 2 layers, and you just pull that through just like that. So you're going to have that little loop that makes that little knot there, and it just secures the long loop that you've made. So can you see it's made a little knot there, and that's really secure, so that will now hang from the tree like so. So you just need to snip off the excess again, and there we have it. Once you've snipped that off, we have a finished decoration. So you can make 3 more of these with the kits that are provided by Bargello-a-GoGo. For more information, visit bargello-a-gogo.com, where you can purchase the kit. And I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Thanks for stopping by.